Hi, I just came home like for an hour. 我應該啱翻咗嚟1個鐘度啦。咁so I went for this day trip. 咁我就去咗一個 day trip 啦。今日so I went to this 2 different small towns outside of Bogota. 咁就喺波哥大呢個城市外邊，即係出邊咧有另外2個小鎮咁樣啦，就去咗。咁So the first one is called Guatavita。咁第一個就叫做 Guatavita 啦。咁it's a very beautiful, calm colonial town。咁係一個好靚、好靚、好寧靜。好寧靜係啦，但係好靚、好浪漫嗰啲嘅殖民小屋咁樣嘅村啦，咁樣。All the houses are white and with red tiles for the rooftop。咁全部都係白色小屋，然後咧就係紅色瓦頂咁樣啦。So this is like the regulations。呢個係即係個鎮係一定要你係咁樣嘅嗰間屋咁樣。So the entire village look the same in terms of the colour。咁所以成條村就係即係呢個顏色啦咁樣。And it's really gorgeous， 好靚嘅係。But it's really quiet as well。咁就都係好靜噶咯，即係 just nothing to do， 即係冇嘢做嗰啲啦，即係 so it is so expensive。咁同埋係貴嘅 ，because it is kind of like a tourist town， 因為佢都係即係做下生意噶啦 ，and also like mainly for like retirees and you know like people who don't have to work，you know。咁同埋即係一係就係啲退休人士啊，或者啲有錢人啊，即係唔使點樣做嗰啲人咧，咁喺嗰度住啊咁樣樣。So yeah, it's very beautiful， 但係好靚嘅，係真係好靚。Reminded me of like, I mean, I have never been to Greece, but this is what I imagine like how Greece look like。咁我從來冇去過希臘啦，但係我就想像即係希臘就係呢啲咁咯，白色小屋啊，即係咁樣咁。But then it is in the mountain, it's not in the sea。咁但係佢就唔係喺海邊啦，即係佢就喺即係山上面啦咁。But the main kind of like attraction is really not the town 度。咁但係其實最重點都唔係去個村度嘅。So we're just walking around a little bit like the plaza and the church and then we actually head off to the lagoon, the lake。that is in the mountain。咁我哋其實最主要就係一個山中湖啦，咁樣樣。So this lagoon is like up on the mountain， 咁佢就喺山上面嘅。So it's like 3,000 meter above sea level， 咁就海拔3000米啦咁樣樣。So we have to climb a bit， 咁我哋係要即係行少少山上去啦咁。But it's not a difficult climb， 但係唔係即係好難行嘅山嚟嘅。It's all very well paved，like it's kind of like a national park， 咁有少少國家公園咁，即係佢已經整好晒咁全部都鋪晒好靚嘅石路啊咁樣樣。So a bit of stairs, you know， 咁有樓梯啦咁樣樣。So but very easy walk， 咁但係好容易行嘅。We have a guide， 咁我哋有一個即係當地嘅導遊啦咁樣樣。And then like we were a huge group 度，但係咧上到去呢一個地方就好大團人啦。So I mean like to go out of Bogota。With transportation and everything was just 3 of us。咁我參加嗰個團咧就係即係3個人嘅啫，咁即係我同埋另外2個女仔啦咁樣樣。But when we arrived at the lake and also when we arrived at the Salt Cathedral， 咁今日去2個景點，即係要即係去參觀嘅時候咧 ，and we have to join like the tour at the location。咁我哋就要參加嗰度嗰個地方嗰啲即係大街做嘅嘢啦咁樣。So when we were up at the lake, there were a lot of people。咁所以咧去個湖嘅時候係好多人 ，because there was like this other big tour。因為佢哋另外有一個好大團人嘅 ，so it's like almost like 20 people， 即係成20個人咁樣，所以好誇張啦咁。But it was very interesting. The guide like would show us a little bit, talk to us a little bit about the flora and the fauna。咁個大家會同我哋行上山嘅時候就會即係講解即係嗰個生態環境啦，啲植物係點樣啦咁。And then like when we get to the top， 咁我哋上到山頂嘅時候咧 ，then there is like a observation deck， 咁就有一個好似觀景台咁嘅地方啦，咁 so we can look over the lake， 咁我哋就可以睇到個湖啦。So it's kind of like a valley， 咁好似一個山谷咁樣樣啦 ，and then like the inclination is kind of like 30 degrees， 咁大概係30度咁樣斜落去，咁就陷入就有一個山中湖啦。So and there is a lake there，and it's about like 30 meters deep， 咁大概嗰個湖咧係30米深咁樣樣啦，所以 an idea。So and it's amazing, it's gorgeous， 係好靚好靚好靚。And it was raining today， 咁今朝早即係山上面就落雨啦，咁樣煙雨凄迷咁啦，所以 it's kind of romantic, kind of magical, mystical。咁但係即係雖然係咁落雨，即係好似唔方便啦，但係咧嗰種煙雨凄迷嘅感覺咧又好浪漫啦，又好神秘啦咁。And because like this lake is a very special place， 咁同埋咧呢個湖其實係一個即係重要嘅地方嚟嘅。It's a sacred place。For the indigenous people there， 咁就係當地嘅原住民佢哋嘅一個即係聖地咁樣樣啦咁。So you can't go swim in the lake, you can't touch the water, you can't like do anything, and that's why like we were up there to look down, right？ 咁所以我哋就係要喺上邊望落去啦。咁因為你係唔可以喺入邊游水，唔可以掂啲水嘅。So it's kind of just a place for the Indigenous people to reflect on themselves， you know， 咁係如果你上去，即係其實佢哋係冥想啊，去反思啊咁。So before the guy left us， 咁個導遊其實就會喺嗰度抌低我哋，我哋要自己行翻落山嘅。So we have to go back downhill by ourselves. But like before he left us, like he asked everyone to look at the lake。咁佢哋叫我哋全部人都望住個湖啦。And then he was playing music with a flute。咁佢就吹奏一啲音樂啦。And then like asked us to think about like a happy memory， to contemplate a happy memory while we were like excuse me looking at the lake。咁望住個湖嘅時候就去即係諗翻我哋即係一啲開心嘅回憶，咁佢就喺度吹奏啦。So it's a very peaceful experience， 係好正嘅咁。So there are altogether like 3 kind of like different locations to view the lake。咁其實佢有幾個觀景台咁。So after the first one, and then the guy left us, then we were free to just like continue on the path, and then we would just like took more pictures 咁我哋就個街喺第一個觀景台就抌低咗我哋之後咧，咁我哋就自己沿路繼續行啦，上多去2-3個高啲嘅瞭望台，跟住我哋就會即係自己落山咁樣，一條路嘅啫。So it's only one path, so you won't get lost。咁it's very very easy to walk. It's all very well constructed。With rocks and everything， 咁and also like they have fence, so you can like handrails, and so it's easy and safe and yeah。咁同埋佢已經有晒即係扶手啦，咁佢又即係鋪晒，跟住佢有大石咁樣搭晒路啊咁。So it's a very very nice walk， 咁係超正啦。The flowers were so beautiful， 啲花好靚啦咁。And also because of the rain, the colour pops extra， like it just pops. It's really amazing。咁同埋因為落雨咧，反而就係啲花咧，再啲顏色再鮮豔啲，再靚啲啦咁。So usually I don't like the rain， 通常我唔中意落雨嘅 ，but I found it like really special today。咁我今朝早行呢個山覺得即係好特別啦咁。But it was only raining up there， 咁其實係即係樓上，即係海拔3000米嗰度落緊雨啦咁。When we come back down, like there was no rain。咁我哋行翻落山之後就冇雨落啦已經咁。So we got back down, like we took a coffee， 咁我哋飲杯咖啡啦。And then like we have to take a bus to go back to to meet our guide again。 咁我哋就佢落咗山嗰個位置就唔係我哋上山嘅位置嚟，咁我哋就要另外打一程巴士啦。咁跟住就去翻即係嗰個大街嗰度咁樣，即係我哋自己嗰個私家車嗰度啦咁。And then we continue on to head to the other town, which is a more famous town if you come to Bogota。咁 跟住我哋就坐翻我哋嗰個私家車咧，咁我哋個街就帶翻我哋去另一個城市啦。咁呢個城市就比較出名啲，應該即係你嚟親波哥他都會見到噶啦。咁就係嗰個鹽礦教堂啦。咁 so which is the city where the Salt Cathedral is located and is called Sapikira。咁就叫 Sapikira 啦。咁呢個鎮咧就冇乜特別。So this town is actually not that special。咁個鎮本身真係冇咩睇嘅 ，it's not very beautiful as well， 咁又唔係特別靚啦咁。So the main thing is to go and see the salt mine。咁其實最重要就係去睇個鹽礦咯咁。So like we had lunch there， 咁我哋喺嗰度食晏啦咁。When we arrived it was around like 3 o'clock， 咁大概3點鐘啦，咁我哋食晏啦 ，and then like after lunch we head to the salt mine and then like we catch the last entrance。咁我哋the last entry， 咁佢最尾可以入場嘅時間就係5點啦。咁我哋大概4點9 we arrive probably a quarter to 5 and then the last entry is 5 o'clock。咁but it doesn't matter because it's like all underground。咁其實冇所謂啊，因為我哋係喺地下噶嘛 ，so you don't need to be like during the day to go there。So I think it's a very perfect arrangement。所以我覺得係超正嘅安排咯咁樣。And so like we enter the salt mine and it's like 180 meters below ground。咁大概咧就係落到地底咧就係180米嘅深度啦，即係咁樣樣。咁then like this salt mine is actually a cathedral there。咁佢就入邊就有一個嘅大教堂咁樣樣啦咁。So again that was a guide。咁入場費就包咗。你可以揀真人帶你啦，咁真人帶你就講西班牙文嘅，咁或者你可以借一個嗰啲導賞機，咁導賞機就有英文啦咁樣，咁我就跟真人街啦，咁因為同我同團嗰兩個就墨西哥人，咁佢哋又講西班牙文啦，咁其實我又想練習下西班牙文啦，咁所以我哋就跟西班牙文真人行啦咁樣，there's amazing sculptures and like interesting architecture. And then towards the end, there was even like a shopping mall inside the salt mine. It's very weird. 好奇怪，下面直情係好似地下城咁樣樣啦，即係有咗個教堂，跟住入邊又仲有啲鋪頭啊，咁即係全部都賣紀念品啦咁。同埋 surprisingly not very expensive， 同埋唔係好貴嘅啫啲嘢咁樣。咁我又飲咗杯嘢啦，咁 so I also like had a drink because like it was a bit cold in the end。咁又臨尾有啲凍啦咁樣。And then like to finish, we watch an animation inside that talks about like the place and also how they salt mine, how do they mine salt。咁臨到尾我哋就睇咗套電影啦，佢就係一個即係啲動畫咁樣就講翻個地方啦，即係少少歷史背景同埋點樣去即係個鹽礦點樣運作啦咁。And then afterwards we walk back out。咁我哋最後就即係自己行翻出去啦咁樣樣。So all in all, like it took around like 2 hours, 2 hours and a half inside。咁大概行咗2個鐘、2個半鐘咁樣咯。咁 the lake is the same thing. It's like around 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, like going up, walking around, taking photos and coming back down and meeting the guy again. So a lot of time we will spend in the car as well。咁都坐車都坐得耐嘅咁樣。Because from Bogota to Guatavita is like around 2 hours, 2 and a half。咁由波哥他去第一個鎮就大概2個鐘、2個半鐘車啦咁樣。And then from there heading to the lake is around like another half hour or so。咁喺嗰度又要再坐大概半個鐘頭車先至去到嗰個湖嗰度啦咁。And then we spend 2 hours and a half up on the mountain coming down， and then another 1 hour and a half, almost 2 hours to get to Sapikira。咁跟住就喺個山度大概2個半鐘，跟住翻落嚟坐車又大概2個鐘頭就去 Sapikira 啦。And then after lunch, yeah, 2 and a half, 2 hours in the mine, and then we came back out another like an hour and a half to come back to Bogota。咁跟住就大概1個零鐘頭咁就翻嚟波哥他咯咁。So I arrived at home around like 8 something， 咁我大概8點零鐘翻到嚟屋企咯，咁 so it's like a 12 hours tour， 咁就大概係12個鐘啦。I was picked up at 8 o'clock this morning， 咁我今朝早8點鐘就上車嘅，喺我屋企樓下。So excuse me， 好 ，anyway，let's get to the reading， 咁我哋就開始讀書啦。Read to Resist Day 362， 當閱讀也是抗爭第362日。A Concise History of Hong Kong by John Mark Carroll。香港簡史從殖民地至特別行政區，著者高馬可，譯者林立偉。The early post-war years nevertheless saw some important changes. Ironically, part of the impulse for these changes came from the Japanese, who in their wartime propaganda had drawn unflattering attention to Hong Kong's problems. Most prominently is racial discrimination and legalized opium smoking. The conquest of December 1941, writes Snow, had given the old colonial rulers a sort of enforced sabbatical in which to sit back and take stock of their pre-war deficiencies. While some of the old colonials did not necessarily share what became known as the 1946 outlook, both British government officials and local colonial administrators realized that Hong Kong needed at least minor constitutional changes and that the colony could not return to the pre-war days of racial discrimination. Some of these sentiments came from administrators who, like McDougall and Young, saw British colonialism as an important step towards self-rule. The impulse for change also had a strong pragmatic basis. The British realized that they needed to win over the local Chinese to legitimize and maintain their continued rule in Hong Kong. 不過，戰後初期確實出現了一些重要變化。諷刺的是，推動這些變化的原動力有部分是來自日本人。他們在戰時宣傳中，把香港的問題徹底暴露於人前。最顯著的就是種族歧視和合法吸鴉片煙。斯諾寫道：1941年12月被日本征服，強迫舊殖民統治暫時離職休假，讓他們退下來檢討自己在戰前的缺失。雖然有些老殖民者不一定同意這個後人所稱的1946年大遠景 （The 1946 Outlook），但英國政府官員和本地殖民管治者都明白到，至少須在香港推行一些輕度的政制改革，而且這個殖民地不能回到戰前的種族歧視時代。這種看法，有些如麥道高和楊慕琦等殖民管治者本人提出，在他們眼中，英國殖民統治是邁向自治的重要步驟。另外，求變的原動力也有出於務實考慮的重要根據。英國人知道，他們需要籠絡本地華人，以令他們在香港的持續管治得以維持和具有合法性。So this is the reading of today。咁我今日咧就係讀到呢度啦，咁樣。So I had a long day，咁我今日就好長啦，咁樣。And but I really had a great time， 但係我就超享受啦，咁樣樣。So I'm going to rest， 咁我就去休息啦。咁我哋聽日就再同大家見。So I'll talk to you again tomorrow。拜拜。